Good morning, New Eden. Oh, you know what? We're not in the right room. That's why we're not popping up. You can't see us. Let's go up to the actual channel that we need to be in. There we go. There we go. Unbelievable. What an entry here. Good morning, New Eden. Today is May 19th, 2024, and this is the Federation Frontline Report. I'm Frozen Fallout, your host today, and my co-host is Samson.
This thing on?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not on.
Good morning, New Eden. How's everybody doing out there? Faith.
What an intro. We got a few followers here that are popping up. Shinoval is thank you so much for the follow, and Dirt and Fire. I like that, Dirt and Fire. Not Ice and Fire, Dirt and Fire. Well, welcome. I had some really good streaming that I did this week. I was really happy about. We got I don't know, hundreds of people, like 300-400 people that were consistently watching us during our Wednesday night stream, which we're really kicking off again. And Shinji came, the master of Lachi. He came out and had some fun with me. We got on a few kills, and not as much as we had kind of hoped, but
because I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there, so next time,
Wednesday. I'll get us more kills next Wednesday, I promise.
And then Friday, I was able to get into I got to watch Sedition face off against the Caldari, and I got some, flinged a few kill mails here and there by just seeing who's going down in my new reporting ship. It's I'm just a reporter, so I've got a cloak on it. It's a Fed Navy Comet with a cloak, all decked out for speed in the lows, and in the mids we've got 2 sensor boosters so that I can lock out to like 120 kilometers, so I can get on every kill mail that I can.
The cloak does make it take some time though.
No, it's not that bad because it's a frigate, so the reduction on it, even though 50%, is still pretty fucking fast, so not a big issue on dealing with getting on kill mails. And so they dropped, Sedition was fighting the Caldari, and the Caldari dropped a dreadnought, a revelation, and we were able to hold it down long enough, keep it on the field long enough for Snuff appeared out of nowhere, of course, as they always do when shit's going down. There's something fun to kill on a gate, and came in and killed it. So I was able to, get on a bunch of those kills. It was great. It was awesome. And then just before, we got into a bunch of fights. I didn't get any kills out of it, but I did die one time to a bunch of combat recons. And me and Samson we were gonna do the same thing. So,
how dare they?
It was instant karma, reverse karma, before pre-karma. Before we could even get to the point of doing what we were.
It was proto karma.
Proto karma. So today, though, we're going to take a look at the Z Killboard and kind of take a look over at the Gallente faction. So if you want to go ahead and bring that up, Samson, we'll take a look here and see what damage, what kind of activities the Gallente have been up to here in the last 7 days. So this is a 7-day review. There it is. Finally came up. All right.
A lot of revs up there.
If you want to just hit the refresh button, and I'll hit the refresh button, and then we'll be practically on the same page. Because kills just roll in as we're reporting. People are dying. So starting off with the Gallente here, we have 653 characters, 211 corporations, 61 alliances, 256 different types of ships that are participating, 245 systems that fighting takes place in. Most of it is in faction warfare space, but people, like Abzan, a bunch of other shit can happen so that you can, join lots of different fleets to get all around the galaxy. 55 different regions and 5,805 total deaths and kills. So if we just switch it over to kills here, one thing you'll notice is that characters drop. So we're at 465 characters only, and the kills drop down to 300, and so a total of 3,575 total kills for the Alliance, or for the Gallente Federation. Not an alliance, a multitude of alliances getting along here. So tell us though, what's the top 10 killers for the Gallente in the last 7 days?
So the top 10s we have here in first place by a nose, Lars Fiel, 166 kills. Only one more kill than Young Puke 2, which of course we all know who Young Puke is. And in third place, Baritone Rink, 122 kills. Rotten Ralph in fourth place with 116. Alexander Cardew, 115, also very close. Tiberius Abernon, 98 kills. TSS1, 93 kills. Kellen Duras X, 87 kills. Froffer, 85 kills. And Godrin Storm with 84 kills. A lot of close...
yeah, everything's really
beginning,
really close.
Middle, and the end. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little fight for the middle. There's 15, 16 kills. We got 80, 98, 93, 87, 85, 84. Very, very tight race that we've got there for top 10.
The only person that is like farthest away from everybody is Baritone Rink, because he's in the middle. He's in between.
Yeah.
First and second.
Yeah, Young Puke has got the biggest gap between him and his second place, but he's very close. Or third place and second place. Young Puke in second. He's almost into first place there. Yeah, lots of killing, lots of murder to be had on the galaxy scale here. So let's take a look at these top 10 corporations. So Jurassicus.
Almost. Reversed it a little bit.
Jerkosaurus.
There you go.
Oh my god, my brain. Oh, okay.
I'm like, you know this one.
I know this one. Jerkosaurus Rex Incorporated, 691 kills, which is a large chunk of basically what the Sedition does. That's a pretty big chunk of that. The Frog Pond coming in second place here, though, at 421 kills. We've got the Federal Defense Union at 317 kills. So those, just quick signer-uppers there who join in that NPC corporation, don't want to be involved in any direct corporation, doing pretty fucking good. 317
and it's not a bad thing, man. Like,
yeah, no.
Regular PC corporations have a lot of drama these days. You don't want to be involved in.
We got no drama. That's
we
how
don't.
we do it. That's how
but others do.
No.
Pretty much everybody else does.
Everybody has drama.
It's how you make a fun corp. It's not how you make a good corp.
Yeah. Federation or Fleet Pizza Delivery at 275 kills. Handsome Millionaire Playboys at 234 kills. Frog Team 4 at 209 kills. So all of that are really, and Dirt and Glitter at 170 kills. All of these are very strong, Gallente focused PvP corporations here. Evoke, which I think Evoke, I'm going to go into this. Can you go into Evoke too? Go into Evoke here. So they only have 9 members left here, but go over to stats. And I'm pretty sure this is Evoke. Like, this is the Evoke. Go all the way down to like December or 2009. And let's go into like December of 2009, all the way at the bottom. So these are the ones that are part of the Evoke Alliance. So I'm pretty sure these are... Or is it just... No, okay, so... When did they change? I'm pretty sure this is like the Evoke Alliance that was involved.
Evoke is different. It's spelled differently here.
Yeah, it's not Evoke.
What's the corp? It's EV
Evoke,
zero
yeah,
KE.
EV0KE, and I'm pretty sure that that is the alliance that worked with Bob back in 2008, 2009, 2007. Yeah, so pretty sure that's like an old school group that, they don't have very many people left anymore, but I mean, definitely their Killboard stretches all the way back. Um, Not a big
To
fan
ancient
of,
times.
to ancient times, to my ancient times. Before they definitely existed before Killboards were a thing, where you could even get a kill mail. There was a time. So Evoke coming in at eighth place, 163 kills. We've got Scrappers United at 152 kills. I've never heard of Scrappers. Who are these
No,
guys?
that's newer sounding.
They're killing a lot of Caldari, it looks like. See them fighting in Placid.
Eugalis,
Quite a bit of fighting
Prairie.
passies. Yep, Placid it looks like their home region area. So they must be the ones that are kind of, so if you look at the map, you can see that basically a lot of fighting is happening down south here around Old Man Star, Dealey's, and there's a bunch of systems that just recently got taken over the last couple months. Indragold, Murthan, Melmanuel, Costal, all of these systems over here are being conquered, but there is up here in the Placid region, the Albanal, Frary, Ugalis, Renarol area that it looks like that's where these guys are fighting. So that's the reason why we don't see them very much, is because we don't hang out in the war zone
Same circles.
up over here in the Albanal, Frary kind of area here. So that is, this area right here. So Albanal, Frary, Ugalis, Renarol. I don't go up that way. Too far. It's too far.
Too much work.
Too much work. Too much work. So last but not least, did he say jump? Great name. Great name of the corporation.
Fuck, I jumped.
Somebody said jump. So let's go through, though, the top 10 alliances. So something that's kind of interesting before we jump into that, actually, real quick here, is that if you notice, there's the top 10 alliances have way fewer kills in total than the top 10 corporations, because there's a lot of people who have a corporation in faction warfare that's not part of an alliance. So, but let's go over what. Tell us who's king of the hill right now for the Gallente.
The top alliances, there's not much competition here. Sedition, 862 in first place, followed by Of Essence, which is over 400 less kills, 461.
Good
And
organization, though.
Ribbit, 449. Dock Workers, 117.
And
Federation
real quick
Frontline.
about dock workers before we go on to one of the greatest alliances ever created in EVE Online. Dock workers will not always be in faction. They're enlisted. They are not a faction warfare corporation. In fact, actually, they're showing as being Garista's pirate faction if you click on them. But did they just join the Garista's pirate faction?
Yeah, you know what? They
Last
probably
7
have
days.
some people that are enlisted in either that or it just happened. Yeah.
It had to have just happened, because if you're enlisted with the Gallente, like as a corporation, your members cannot join an opposing faction. And Garistas are definitely an opposing faction. You can't join any faction besides the one that you're assigned to already. So, oh yeah. So sorry about the interruption. So they must have just gone over. But yeah, they're ones that do pirating quite a bit. We fight them and also have them on our side sometimes. So.
And then we have Nebula Industries and Frozen Assets in 68 kills.
You're missing one. Missing one of the greatest alliances in all of EVE Online.
I don't know what you're talking about, Frozen.
Well, okay.
Federation Frontline is there. It's still on the board with 79 kills, none of which are mine because I have not been playing the game at all for the past few weeks.
Good chunk
I
of
would say
time.
that's about accurate. I think I played right before, a little bit before the Madtown meetup, and then I haven't played since. Um,
Sad.
Nebula Industries and Frozen Assets 68, Shadow Cartel with 61, The Chicken Coop with 55, Hell March 44. I don't know Hell March either, but the Initiative we all know 37 kills. That's
Hell
interesting.
March.
They're these are probably enlisted people. All of these.
Oh, interesting. Mine says Pirate Lords of War at 37. So 37, the what
What? Let me
initiative?
refresh this. Yeah, let me refresh this. No, it still says the Initiative on mine.
Yeah, because well, they're the same, so it probably bounces back and forth. You know, if you
Oh,
do it
okay. So
enough,
it's just
eventually it'll probably do.
well, it just says Initiative when I go here.
Well, that's because you clicked on initiative.
Oh, you're saying they have the same number.
Yeah, they have the same number of kills, so they will
Got
switch
it.
between. Eventually, something maybe. Okay, let me refresh mine real quick here.
Yeah, I know. I've refreshed mine like 30
Mine
times, and he
says
says maybe,
initiative. Yeah, no.
maybe I should refresh mine.
Oh, so well, the
Maybe
thing is,
you're
it's
the
alphabet. I
asshole.
bet you it's alphabetical, and initiative in a very short amount of time got one kill, brought them up to 37 or whatever, and now it's yeah. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. We've got the Executor Navy issue with 420 kills.
All right, you gotta smoke a bowl now.
Oh my god, man! Time to take a hit. You know, so.
Or 20.
It's a beautiful ship. It even has been nerfed at this point, and
Yeah, people still play. It's still popular.
It's still extremely popular. It's got a massive damage reduction. It was, what was it? Trying to find the stats. Anyways, it used to have a much higher damage per level of Gallente increase, and then they brought it down, and it lost like 25% of that bonus. Like, so it was
That's a big chunk.
Yeah, it was a fairly large chunk. It brought it from being like 1,000 DPS easy to like 800-900 DPS is now easy.
Yeah.
So not like a horrible hit, but it still took a hit. It's still really fast, even with plates on, which is really nice. But overall, that ship is definitely, one of the best ships out there. So, Catalyst Navy issue. Now that the new skin has dropped, the beautiful, slightly flawed, but still beautiful police skin for the Catalyst Navy issue dropped on Twitch, and I immediately applied it to, even though I've got the arc or whatever, the other skin that looks kind of cool. It's like black and has a bunch of like red lines around it and stuff like that. It looks really good like a skin, but I had to have that police skin. But it doesn't have flashing lights unless you're entering or exiting warp.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
It needs to have the flashing lights all the time. It looks cool when it does enter and exit warp. And I'm just gonna skip over anything that's the Federation Destroyer. That's just an NPC who's kill mail whoring like a biatch. So let's ignore that. The Federation Navy Comet. So beautiful use, people. Beautiful use of the Federation ships. Now, there's reasons for that. One, they're fucking badass. Two, we get their blueprints for really cheap. And three, they're really badass. Like the Catalyst Navy issue with an oversized prop. Fucking beautiful. Just fucking beautiful. So, after the Federation Navy Comet, which is just a beautiful ship, especially with that. It's got pretty cheap. It's only like 100 million ISK or something like that to get the
Yeah, it's super cheap.
the police skin. And then you got the bait Punisher. People like the Punisher. I like the Punisher.
Always bait.
I love how you don't put lasers on Punishers. You put like blasters or you put auto cannons on Punishers, because even though they get a bonus towards their lasers,
You're not there to shoot with them. You're there to hold somebody
you're
until
there to
your
take
buddies
a
get there.
lot of damage for people. Yeah. Then we've got, of course, one of our favorite ships in the entire galaxy, the Thrasher. Rounding
Yes,
out ninth
cockbag.
place here, and 147 kills for that. Capsule is on the list here, but Capsule doesn't mean shit, because that just, that means your ship got
Speak
blown
for
up.
yourself. I ram my capsules into my enemies.
Fucking punch them, right?
I get on kills.
And
after
then
I've
we've
died.
got the Osprey Navy issue rounding out the very last. So we do have some Osprey Navy issue users out there, trying to trick the Caldari into seeing, they're like, oh, it's an Osprey Navy issue, so that must be friendly, and then...
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the top systems here? Where is the fighting taking place?
So apparently,
faction war.
Apparently it's moved a little bit here, and now it's heavy into OMS here, Old Man Star. 596 kills in Old Man Star. Just next door to Hades, of course, which is in second place at 490. So the fighting's still going on there pretty strong as well. But then we move around a little bit. When we were talking about earlier, we were talking about those, what were they called? Those guys that we don't see around here often. We have Frary in 267, Renarel in 247, Eugalis in 222, and Heverus in 200 kills, and Maklenamad 155, and there's Abenalt with 125. And then we're back closer to our zone here with Fleet, closing out with Fleet at 124 and Lowe's at 86. Even Lowe's is kind of far.
United Scrappers, I believe, was their name.
Yes.
And we were talking about that. Looks like they're fighting up in the Frary, Renarel, Eugalis kind of area here. Maklemad down in the south. Heverus is... Where is Heverus?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know shit about man.
I don't know shit about territory that I live in.
No, I do not. I know
Heverus,
I killed you.
Heverus.
My name is Mud.
Heverus. I know this name.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
It's
I mean, I could literally just click on
Heverus.
this.
Yeah, that's down in the south. That's right.
I was gonna say Constellation over Verge Vendor.
Right over by Old Man Star and Costal and Murthand and Indragold and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Fleet. So Fleet has really dropped down. I've noticed that hardly anybody's fighting there. But it is still controlled by the Caldari pretty strongly. They're at 37.2% contested right now. So the Gallente are not making huge headway there. They're holding out in Old Man Star, but they're not really being able to hold anything else. Everything else is basically, we're luring them into a trap so that they can hang out in Hades and Old Man Star. And I guess there's some shit going up in Renarel, Eugalis, Frary, Albanal, that area up north. But it's about consolidating down the battlefield to where we want to fight, and it has no effect whatsoever on anything except for we can't dock in systems that are not the frontline system. Which, down south here, really that's Costal, Memmanuel, which I don't even think Memmanuel has any stations. Oh, it does. Never mind. A bunch of stations. Indragold, which does not have any stations for sure. And so things looking pretty good for the Gallente. So I think we do have time here. Do we want to go over, take a look at what the Caldari have?
Not really, but okay.
Let's go take a look. let's compare characters here real quick. So if you scroll down here a little bit, what do the Caldari have for characters? We've got 1,000.
Should I switch it to kill? No, we'll leave it. At this
Not quite yet. So overall, so these are characters that have either lost a ship or got on a kill or both.
Mm-hmm. Involved party.
561 characters.
They just lost a comment just now.
Just lost a comment.
I'm refreshing it.
We've got 655 characters in the Gallente. So they are almost well over 2 times, almost 3 times the amount of, and we
Frozen,
still,
I don't know what you're talking about. We have way more kills than them. Way more kills. Always. Huge.
But I mean, like, if you look at that, like, for the amount of how much they have over us, like, we do way better than they do.
Oh no, absolutely.
Like, way
our
better.
Our corp alone can eat.
Punch.
Our corp alone can punch more than some of their alliances. We know this. It's already. It's been proven. That's them's actual facts.
So if you look at just kills though, so let's just take a look at kills here real quick. So if you just go to kills, so this is what the Caldari have for murderers. You know, so we've got 465 murderers, people who get on a kill mail in the last 7 days. Caldari have 965. You see how far that dropped them down from being over twice as. That's how many farmers these guys. This is why they own the war zone, because they have farmers. Yeah. And we don't care about the war zone. It's okay to have Hades as a frontline system. It's better for our LP payout. Like it.
Yeah. All I gotta do is go next door, and I don't even have to go next door, and I get a ton of LP. I just sit on the gate in the neighboring system, and the squids come through and die.
So going back over here, altogether though, actually just looking at kills here real quick, because this is the big one here. We've got 3,575 kills. They have 5,879 kills. That's with almost twice as many people as over twice as many people as what we have, and we still do, you know, over twice, you know, or better than 50% of what they do.
Yes.
So pound for pound, we're killing more. And we will continue to kill more. We will continue.
And it's literally just Sedition and us. That's it. There's no other.
No. And then there's, you know, the of Essence and Ribbit, but that's about it. It's Ribbit, of Essence, Federation, Frontline, and Sedition. The big groups here. That's the, you know, the alliances, of course. But then
of all those corporations, when you look at their alliances and corps and stuff, and here's where it gets crazy, Frozen. The Federation Frontline has like 3 active people, and that's it. So there you go.
I mean, we can get up
and
to
I'm
4 or 5.
And I'm not even active right now.
We've got not Killer Trout, but
fucking guy will haunt me for the rest of my existence. He'll never be as good.
Nobody, you can't beat the Killer Trout, but we do have Koro Base, who's out there fucking killing shit. And of course,
I will beat the Killer Trout.
Yeah, well, you're not right now. Get on there, man.
He's not doing anything right now. He's not playing anymore.
That's Koro Base.
No, Koro Base, sure. He's doing stuff. He's
doing great.
Talking
Killer
about
Trout is not playing anymore.
Crush.
My love of my life, the man whom we murdered to make him get into our corporation. It was the best time.
I do that to everybody that I recruit. Come on now.
Yeah, well, you know, that's how we got. Was it? No, it wasn't Koro Base. It was
Maniac.
Maniac. And he was around for a little. Just recently.
I may have killed Koro Base.
7 days.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to ask him.
Maybe not. Anyways, you want to go ahead and give us the top 10 characters?
All right. So here I'm gonna read off some squids. So you know, gird your loins. Top 10 characters for the Caldari. We have Zenlock Astrius with 186 kills in first place. Zealx, 144 kills in second. Graza with 3 Z's, 134. Atlas Archon, 124. Raul Hernandez, 115. Vortex the Monger with 114. 115 with Hernandez. Patrick Nolan with 113. These guys are all right next to each other. I wonder if they fly together. Major Nira 108, Lou Lili 105, and Gallius Corsanto rounding out the top 10 with 102. I know none of these guys' names. I've literally never heard of these people before. I don't even think I've killed them before. They must be new.
Where's Corvus?
What did I just say? Trip? I don't recognize anybody on this list. There's no John Revenant. There's no Trip. There's no Corvus. You know.
And I know Corvus is
none of the Blue Canary fools. None of the Blue Canary fools.
Are they even on the top 10? Blue Canary is not even in their top 10 corporations.
Corps, no.
What the fuck? Blue Canary not in the top 10 alliances either. So one of the things that I have here is that a lot of these characters, and I know this just because when we get to alliances, we're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. These are a lot of 0.0 people that are wanting that fucking Navy
enlisted.
They're enlisted, but they want that Phoenix Navy issue.
Phoenix Navy,
the Phoenix Navy issue.
Very popular.
The people love that shit.
I've killed quite a few Phoenix Navy issues because they're very popular.
They're very, very
you have
popular.
two.
So popular that you can kill them. Like everybody thinks.
Hey, when you drop a Phoenix Navy on top of my Amazon gate camp, Spectre Fleet's gonna rally and blow it up. That's what happens.
That happens. That does. And Amazon.
It was all good fun though. We love you, Max.
Oh yeah. So let's take a look here
and your buddies.
Top 10 corporations. We've got Kenshin Katana Dot coming in at number 1, even with the dot at the end of their name.
Dot or is it? Oh no, wait, never mind. Yeah, it's dot. Because tack is the other thing.
Yeah, tack is a dash. Yeah.
Dash.
Like a minus sign. So
period.
We've got the United Caldari Navy coming in at 2nd. So this is their NPC. Or no, sorry, that's the that is not the NPC corporation, but they are cool. These guys, we fight them a lot.
No, these guys are cool, man. They're squid. Come on.
Even though this is a propaganda podcast, I still have to say that I love the Caldari. Meeting Corvus was awesome. The thing about it is that I don't have to hate my enemy, even though they all suck and they're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun drinking and talking to his ass outside of the convention center.
Cool.
And it was cold too.
I raided him, and actually I got into a bunch of fights with him.
I fought him a lot.
The last fight that I got into with him, I think I like won one, he won one, I think he won another one, and then I won one, and then it was like back and forth. We were like doing solo PvP against each other, but at the very end of my stream, and I think I had like 200-300 people that were watching me at this point, and I'm fighting with him back and forth, and something happened where I was able to get out. I think I was in a ENI and he was in an ENI. I had double web, he didn't have double web, so I was able to actually get away from him. So I got away from him. He was doing better damage to me and was winning the fight, so I warped out. I warped to a station, he chased after me, and then I warped back, saw that he was engaged with people that were on the station. So I got the final blow on him, and so then I was dead tired. I was like, I'm done. So I jumped over to his stream because I knew he was streaming, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna raid him with like these 200-300 people, and he was like, oh, that's awesome, thank you for the raid, but also fuck you. And you're fucking baiting bullshit, all those guys being with you, and I was like, no, they weren't with me, like, because a Falcon jammed him out.
Not that I'm gonna believe you. I mean, like, no one's gonna believe you.
I have recorded evidence. I mean, there could have been some back channel shit that I was doing that like wasn't on stream.
Yeah, it could have been Spectre Fleet,
But no, it was the Gallente, and I mean it was a bunch of Gallente, so obviously they looked. But I was like, no, it wasn't me, man. Like, I'm sorry, not my fault. Like, all he had to do was not engage these guys, but they undocked a Falcon, and he did engage them, and he died. And so I added that to my kill board because it was on my kill board because he had fought me. Anyways, United Caldari Navy, second place. State Protectorate, 408 kills, third place. Caldari Black Hand. Real quick.
You think they're related at all?
Do you know what the black... You know where I know of the Black Hand the most from?
No, because I know nothing of the Black Hand.
So
I am not a member, and
oh well, okay. So
me.
there is an in-game organization called the Black Hand, which is the spy network. Then there's the World of Darkness Black Hand that are a bunch of vampires and werewolves and other stuff, but also maybe not that. It all depends on what edition you go off of. And some editions are like we're going to say that other edition doesn't exist, like the Dirty Secrets of the Black Hand. Yeah, they retconned. They were like, no, the Dirty Secrets of the Black Hand was a dream, a hallucinogenic dream that somebody brought up.
It was purgatory.
So then we've got the Changshin, which is 360. Warmongering Space Invaders at 353. Astral Acquisitions Incorporated. That's a pretty cool name. I like that name, actually. 274. The Blazing Phoenix also...
Sounds cooler.
I do like that name. I want to get Blazing.
Well, it's also, technically,
Phoenix.
it's the Blazing Tac Phoenix.
Yes. Technically. And then we've got New Eden Police Force. I don't know. It just doesn't hit me in the right spot. You're not the Federation Police Force.
You're not the cops.
Galmil. And then Shangxi College. Did I get that right at all?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
I somewhat
Shangxi College. Shangxi College. Yeah.
I don't know.
I do not know how to pronounce any Chinese dialects, but I think that's close.
We'll go with it. So what do we got in the top alliances, though?
So in the top alliances, we got at the very top, of course, the United Caldari Space Command, with 948 kills. Caldari Tactical Operations Command, 551 kills. And then Fraternity at 539 kills. Goon Swarm at 482 kills. And then there's the Ishikarata Enforcement Directive, 232 kills. And then Frat University as well, 218 kills. Watch this, 180. Pandemic Horde, 116. Imperio Galactico, 99. Griffin and Kruger rounding out the top 10 at 86. But yeah, just to point out how ridiculous the squids are, they have to have all of Null behind them.
All of Null. All of the entirety of Nullsec.
That's the blue donut.
This is the proof the blue donut exists, because they all, if it's about making money, they are 100% okay with working together. Same thing when they made the trade system. Phoenix farming is real. Phoenix farming is 100% real, and I don't know. Like, there's a certain level of me, like, we need to fix the LP store. Like, it is so unbalanced right now. It is, like...
Yeah, because nobody wants a Moros Navy issue.
So, well, okay, think about this, though, for a second. You've got how many, 1,000 almost farmers, right? Something like that. Like, 800, 900, 700, something, like... Over 500 people just farming for the Caldari, just trying to make LP. And those are the people who get caught every once in a while. So I would say upward of 1,000 people that are farming for the Caldari. People. Whatever. But my point is that it's not bringing down the price of their LP. So normally you would look at a side and say, okay, they have an insane amount. Let's say like
Yeah, I
3
see what you're
times more
saying.
farmers
There's
on
no
that side.
inflation.
But it's not causing that
Yeah,
price
that's
to
broken.
go down. That's
Fix
fucked
that
up.
shit,
If
CCP.
there's somebody with 3 times as many people as their opposing side that are farming something, and it's still staying at a price point that's well above what the opposing side that is on the losing side of farming, and we're just talking about LP farming. This isn't even about system control, which doesn't fucking matter at all. This is just about farming a massive amount of money. If one side is farming 10 times more, and I'm just going to exaggerate, 10 times more than what another side is, their price should come down, right? You know, you would expect their LP to be crap because people are farming it, but no. CCP loves the Caldari. Fucking loves them. Jidda, the whole fucking the Caldari of the best LP in all of the militias. Like, they have the most amount of farmers, and their LP is still better. Can you imagine if they had the amount of farmers that we had? Their LP would be worth like twice as much as what it is right now if they didn't have those people farming that LP. So I mean, there's a disparity here that needs to be fixed. We need to have an equalizer. Now, one of the things that I'm super excited about is that the new so they gave the new dreadnoughts.
Expansion?
Sorry, they gave the dreadnoughts to everybody, right? But each dreadnought is individual, and of course the Phoenix was better at solo and even pretty decent at group PvP activity. Just a crazy, much better kind of ship. Now I think the Naglfar is actually pretty good too for alpha craziness that you can do with it, but in the end, Phoenix Navy issue way above the rest of the pack in this kind of competition of what it's worth. Even with massive amount of fucking LP farming happening for that. Then now they're coming out.
I think they should nerf it, and then they'll all end up like, you know, it's some other faction.
Well, so one thing, we don't need to nerf it. We need to have. I like what they're coming out right now. We'll see if this helps out a little bit. Is everybody gets the data cores in faction warfare that are for the new industrial ships. So there's a new data core that's dropping that's only accessible through faction warfare, from my understanding, and that should help possibly on maybe even, because every faction is going to have access to this. If it's actually worth it and it's better than what you can do for a Phoenix Navy issue blueprint, or, you know, whatever item that you're getting inside of the LP store, if that's a really good item. Now, for a little while, definitely going to be. I'm going to sell probably, I've got like 15 million LP, 16 million LP that I'm just sitting on right now, because it's not worth it to sell it right now. The price will crash. The Caldari should get it. That would fix it.
Shouldn't get it.
The price will crash instantly. Yeah, the price is going to crash because not instantly, but pretty quickly.
Well, I remember when the I think it was the Moros. Yeah, it was the Moros Navy. So when the dreadnoughts first dropped, I sold a Moros Navy blueprint for probably the most that it was ever sold for, because it was the very first one on the market at $3 bill, and then I wasn't able to get anything after that. Like, it dropped down to like less than $1 bill after that, almost immediately.
And well, I got I think I sold like 4 or 5 of them for around like.
Yeah, you had somebody that for like two something each. Yeah, you got lucky, but I couldn't get it. I could not get it.
Yeah.
On the open market.
I do find this funny though. The top ship. Let's take a look at this. The top ship for the Caldari, Excure Navy issue.
Yeah,
like,
same shit.
We do have a really good fucking ship. It's the Excure Navy issue. It's used a lot.
Yeah,
it dies
I need to
a
sell
lot.
more of those.
It's okay to like sell, like build and sell. Blueprint is an okay sell, but for some reason, even though it's one of the best ships, that doesn't change anything in the LP store equation. We have less people farming them. You can get them other ways, I believe, besides faction warfare, which is another thing. But anyways, coming in second place, we got the Gnosis, one of my favorite ships, one of Samson's favorite ships.
It's one of Gwen's favorite ships.
Had Gwen been flying in the last week, we might have seen the Gnosis pop up.
Yeah, you will see the Gnosis pop up.
Killboard, for the Gallente at the very least. So, Cyclone Fleet issue. So I've been seeing the Cyclone Fleet issue actually be used a lot by Sedition in the last few months.
Yeah,
really
well,
great ship actually, and I'm really
when
surprised.
we were
I
in
haven't
when
seen
that when
Caldari use it. So
when Network was
maybe
in Galmil, they because we were part of it at that point, they made the CFI popular by making you know, the first CFI fleet doctrine. IMO.
Yeah. Then we've got the Caldari Navy Hookbill. Also a very good ship. The one thing
Not a bad ship.
It's dual web. As soon as it gets dual web, like dual web with a tracking disruptor, is kind of
That's pretty tough.
Ludicrous. Like it's so hard to fucking kill them because they do tracking disruption, so it's harder. You get a big minus to your tracking. Dual web, so they control range. So if you're a blaster fit, they sit out at 9 kilometers and just orbit you at 9 kilometers. You can do some play of trying to get away from them at 9 kilometers, but if you're rail fit, you're just fucked actually. Like you can't hit them. They orbit at 500 meters. They have dual web on you, and you're fucking dead. Luckily, I don't see a lot of them fit like that. Any dual web is really nasty to anything.
Well, because mostly it's an anti-Fed Navy Comet fit. Like it is the epitome of fuck your Fed Navy Comet, that particular fit.
Your rail or blaster, because yeah, you can it's the
rail or blaster, but as we know, the rail Comet is superior to fucking blaster Comet.
I agree. I run
rail Comet. If you know how to fly both of them, the rail Comet can beat a blaster Comet easy.
Yes, but it depends. Most of the time, the blaster Comet doesn't have that overdrive injector, so you control range. The one blaster fit though that I've seen that's kind of interesting, that I have multiple times said, "Fuck you, I'm out." Dual web blaster fit Comet.
Yeah, that would be the anti-rail Comet. Yep.
Yeah, you still have an afterburner on it. You don't have any point, and you're just dealing out like 300-400 DPS to at frigate level, point blank range, dual web. And if you don't notice what the fuck is going on, that you're not pointed, you'll die very quickly,
really fast.
Like last time I was like, dual web, no point on me. I'm down to Hall, and it's only been like 6 seconds into this fight. Like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna say bye and move on. So Caldari Navy Hookbill, good ship. Osprey Navy issue. So good of these guys, besides the King of the Hill, because the Executor Navy issue is King of the Hill, and people bitch and whine and cry about it being King of the Hill, but I mean, it's.
And yet they still fly it, so fuck off.
Well, of course, because it's King of the Hill, so you have to fly it. It's a great ship. But the Osprey Navy issue did take a little bit of a nerf. Its rapid light missile launchers don't shoot out as far as they used to, and they're not as fast missiles. So if you're SIG tanking and AB tanking, you can maybe survive a lot longer underneath the pressure of a Osprey Navy issue. But good ship though. But look at this, they're using the Catalyst Navy issue quite a bit. Why? Because that is a punch in your fucking face. Now the other one that I've seen is that
I hardly see Corm Navies.
I do see Corm Navies, and their dual web blaster fit is what I've seen, which works out pretty well because you can hold down your target. Even a Catalyst Navy issue, but a lot of the times Catalyst Navy issue is blaster fit too, so it's like, I don't care that I'm right up in your face. Like,
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. And you don't have the range control that you can do, like the rocket range control, because rockets at 9 kilometers about as effective as they are at 1 kilometer. Blasters not so effective at 9 kilometers,
Nope.
even with null. Although I have gone up against some people who have done some blaster comets, and they used null against me, and I was like, this is actually pretty effective. Like, I won. I still beat them with the rail comet, but I was like, you still got me down to like 80% hull, which with a hull tanked ship is not super impressive, but impressive enough. You know, you're
they don't know that
doing damage, right?
Well, they might if they know what a hull tank is. They would.
Caroline says you lost a comet to a hookbill and it killed you before you could turn to warp. That had to have been
That's what you were talking
polarized.
about earlier. Carrion. You kept calling him Caroline. Carrion or Lich.
Lich. I'm just gonna say Lich for now, because my brain just takes words and just alters them, and just makes them different.
I was like, when I finally, like, because that was before we did the show, and I was like, I don't know who this Caroline is, because I don't see them in the fucking chat.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so we got the Fed Navy Comet after that, because once again, really badass ship, as we've been talking about. The Cormorant,
better ships.
259 kills with the Cormorant. Cormorant can be kind of set up to be like a long-range, crazy, like fleet ship setup. I don't see it being very effective in solo. Like,
no.
But that's a good fleet ship.
Not even the Corm Navy, because when they come in, we've killed them easy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not too. As you can see, the Corm Navy not even in the top 10.
No, it's not.
So what about systems? Where the fuck are the Caldari fighting? Is it the same places that the Gallente are fighting? Kind of.
Almost, at least half. So, Hey Dealies is on top in this case at 545. Old Man Star being in second with 425. Uitra at 257. That's one that we haven't seen. Frary, 239. UC or Usi, in 228. Isho Milken, 180. Udema, 175. Udama. That's
in the Citadel. That's over in the north area.
That's high sec.
That is high sec. I bet you that's incursion.
That's gank.
Incursion.
But it's also gank central.
Oh, it's gank central.
On the pipeline, yes. The pipeline to Jeddah from where we're at, it is gank central. And Ugalis, of course.
So they must have a group of people, because that's not getting.
Well, no, you don't have to gank. You could just sit there, and wait for your opposing faction to come through, right?
You could, but I think what would be interesting. Actually, like, you could get a lot of kills is to sit in Udama on those gates and just wait for somebody to start suicide ganking something and help. With like a...
Yeah, but then you'd have to be in a suicide gank ship, so because you're gonna blow up too.
You can be in just any, because you don't have to do any damage. They're gonna do all the damage. All you have to do.
You're still gonna die because the cops will kill you.
But
that's what I'm saying.
You can get on.
You need to be in a cheap ass ship.
You can get in a Viator that has, no cost.
Viator's way too expensive.
No,
you're talking
the Corvette. Any Corvette. You can get in any Corvette.
Yeah. Velator. You're thinking Velator.
I always get those two fucking mixed up.
Viator is a deep... not a deep space. It's the other one.
Cloaky.
Yeah.
Kobops.
Blockade Runner.
Yeah.
Blockade Runner.
All right. So where were we? We were Udama.
Fleet 100. Udama 175. Ugalis 159. Fleet 145, and Renorel rounding out the top 10 with 117.
Awesome. Well, that's the kill board there for you. That's where the fighting's happening for the Gallente and the Caldari. Mostly Old Man Star and Hey Dealies. That's where you want to go if you want to get into a fight. I get into fights all the time there. I highly suggest people come out to Old Man Star and Hey Dealies and get into fights with us. You know, have
Yeah,
some
and come
fun.
through Yvanger.
Come through Yvanger, you know, make it through
Might
the
be.
gate camp. Or I mean
Yeah,
the safe passage back door.
yeah,
All right,
it's very safe.
very safe. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you're just listening to the podcast here, you know, I know that a while ago I talked about that we're going to go into the third season. We're kind of in this limbo spot right now where I do want to transition over to a third season, but I want to do some enhancements to the layout that we have here. But you're going to see more of more changes kind of coming here, but we're kind of being laxed right now, you know, just putting out what we used to do. We got to get some more interviews, so if anybody's interested in running an interview with us, we're, you know, main thing that we like to talk about, how the fuck did you get into EVE Online? What'd you do when you started playing? Where the fuck are you now? You know, simple kind of questions like that can spiral into a beautiful conversation about EVE Online and what it's like to start, play, and continue playing after many years, or maybe only a short time, of what EVE Online is like. Thank you all for once again for listening and watching, and have a great night.
And we gotta rate somebody. There's 60 people watching.
No, I'm not gonna rate because I'm gonna come back.
Oh, okay. We're not rating. Okay, so you're
Yeah.
gonna continue.
No,
So maybe you should tell them
eventually
that
we'll raid. Eventually we'll raid somebody.
So we're done with the show, but there's still gonna be more streaming after this.
More streaming after this. More solo PvP, I think, is what we'll do. So, because I believe Samson, you're gonna leave me, right? You're gonna be like, peace out.
Yeah, I'm
I got
gonna
shit
leave
to
you.
do. I don't want to hang out with a loser.
I am super tired. I've had a long weekend.
Cry me a river.
Had a really long weekend.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you so much for coming out here for a good little Killboard review, and we'll be right back.
Good night, New Eden. I dropped it.
No, don't.